Those Democratic lawmakers say people who live in the country in Wisconsin won't have the same opportunity to get a photo ID as people who live in more populated areas.
And they're asking the State Department of Transportation to fix that. Capitol Bureau Chief Greg Newman has tonight's Your Voice, Your Vote coverage.
DMV offices in rural areas have very limited hours, but Governor Scott Walker says it is not stopping people who want a photo ID from getting one. This is the Division of Motor Vehicle office in Fort Atkinson, just one of two that serves all of Jefferson County. It's open just 2 days a month.
Right now, under these conditions, I'm sure there are going to be a lot of people that aren't going to acquire that ID and aren't going to be able to vote, and that's just wrong.
More than 40 counties in the state have DMV centers open 2 days a week or less. State Representative Andy Jorgensen and 34 of his Assembly Democratic colleagues are now calling on Transportation Secretary Mark Gottlieb to do something about that.
Let's increase hours for the DMV centers. Let's open them on the weekends. Let's do some mobile DMV centers to places we know that we need to get to because there are people that need our help.
But Governor Scott Walker says it's a solution in search of a problem.
I think you're going to hear a lot of talk about it, but in the end, we've actually seen fewer people seeking free IDs recently than we've seen in the past couple years.
Still, Democrats insist if the Walker administration does nothing, it will be very clear what their priority is.
Right now, I think it's about winning an election rather than getting people the proper identification in order to vote.
There's no barrier. That's a lot of hype and hysteria by some on the left.
Earlier this year, Republican lawmakers approved legislation to limit early voting hours, saying extended hours in places like Madison weren't fair to rural voters who don't have the same opportunities to vote early. Jorgensen said if that's fair, then it is also fair to make sure those rural residents have as much opportunity to get a photo ID as well.